Okay, this will be a quick run through of the clam dissection. Make sure you read what materials you need. One of the things you have to do is identify the dorsal and ventral side now, so make sure you guys take a look at that. You'll need to do a quick measurement from the dorsal to ventral side on the clam, and then do an anterior to posterior side on the clam. Now, as far as picking the clam up, you guys are going to come up to the front. I'm going to put some hot water on the clam to relax the adductor muscles. And either you are going to use a screwdriver or I will use a screwdriver. The clamps are being a little difficult to open up the valve. And then you will insert the scalpel to cut the adductors, but I'll show you that in a series of images. One of the things you guys need to prep for tomorrow is this part. Now, most of you guys are comfortable with 1 through 10 knowing location and function. Now, 11 through 12 you will also have to know, but on the ones labeled F you will only have to know the function. You don't have to tell me where they're at. And then on 15 and 16 you'll just have to locate anterior and posterior end, which is pretty easy. And you'll also have to locate ventral and dorsal side. As far as where is ventral and dorsal, just read this part right here and it will tell you. As far as what is the function of the heart and the intestines, if you just read through this section of the lab here, you will find them. So like gonad is in bold here, and then it will tell you the function of the gonad. All right, on to the dissection. So procedure person, just read it step by step. When you get your clam, either I will do this or you will do this to your clam to open it up after I've put them in hot water to relax the adductor a little bit. Then it's really important that you slide your scalpel right along the shell right here. So if you look, the scalpel is not coming right down the middle. Rather, I put it right up against the shell and then slide it down using the shell as my guide. Also notice, I told you this is when students do something really wrong and they're holding the clam in their hand as they're cutting down towards their hand. Notice how the clam is on the dissection tray and I am cutting down and my hand is not underneath it. So make sure you're aware of that. Once you cut open one adductor, it should snap open like this. You can see the adductor's been cut. On the other side where the siphons are at, you got to be careful because the siphons are attached by the mantle. Like the mantle connects the two pieces of the shell. So you'll have to get your scalpel and gently run it across. Again, keep it right up against the shell and just run it across. So it doesn't cut the siphons in half, rather it'll cut the mantle across. When you do that, it should pop right open and look something like this. Now, if you bend the shell back a little bit, back and forth, and use your scalpel, you can go ahead and remove one of the hinges. Notice how the mantle on this side has come up. Be careful not to pull really hard. You want to save the side where the siphons are at, so just be careful with that. And I'll explain about that tomorrow. So again, it should look something like this. This is a different background from a different clam. The siphon should be pretty clear. Here I could see the foot. All this right here is the mantle. I could see the anterior adductor muscle here. The posterior adductor muscle is kind of very white. Disc right here is the adductor muscle that you cut through. And then from there, it's just identifying the clam parts that we've been looking at over the last couple of days. So again, just a couple quick things. Make sure that you open it up like this with a screwdriver, or I will after I pour some hot water on it. Keep the blade right along the side. Use the side as a guide. Once it pops open a little bit, like I said, be careful around the siphons. You're going to want to keep that blade along the side to cut here, not cut the siphons in half. Once you do that, it should loosen up like this. Give it a wiggle back and forth. Like I said, you want to keep the side with the siphons. So wherever the siphons are, you want to keep that side of the shell. Let's just say the siphons are over here. Just move the clam, the rest of the clam, over to this side, and then take this side of the shell off. If the siphons are on this side, take this side of the shell off. And it should look something like this. You might have to use your scalpel to get in there. Again, just be careful with your hand. And then from there, it's just brushing up with your group, making sure you know where everything is located. If you're having trouble finding something, typically the mouth or the palps, let me know and I can help you out. Like I said, just make sure you guys have covered 11 through 16 by the time I see you tomorrow, and we will be good to go.